I drank this every morning for 1 week, and my body started regenerating itself. Not a supplement, not a gimmick. This is the real stem cell triggering formula that activates your fat-burning switch at the cellular level. It's backed by science, ignored by medicine, and built to reverse years of damage, especially after age 40. If you want to heal, burn fat, and feel alive again, this drink changes everything. You see, last Monday morning, I decided to make a simple switch. Every morning, right after I woke up, I prepared one drink. And I did that for 7 straight mornings. By day 4, I noticed something unexpected. My energy was higher. My sleep was slightly deeper. And by day 7, I actually started to see more definition in my abs. I thought, what's going on here? What I discovered is that this drink isn't simply a tonic. It's tapping into deeper biology, the stem cell renewal process, another process called autophagy, which is cellular cleanup, mitochondrial function. And when you're over 40, like I am at 41, and if you've had decades of metabolic wear and tear, this is the kind of cellular reset that becomes extremely meaningful. So in this lesson, I'm about to walk you through, number 1, how it works mechanistically, the science that supports this, and exactly what I drank and when, and what to avoid right after drinking so you don't block the benefits. Let's dive right in. Look, by the time you're 40, your cells have undergone decades of exposure from metabolic stress, insulin spikes, inflammation, oxidative damage. Stem cells, which is the body's repair crew, and general cell turnover begins to slow down. The fat-burning machinery becomes less efficient. So to break through stubborn fat, especially deep visceral fat, you need more than calorie cuts. You need cellular level change. For example, on aging blood stem cells, the team at Columbia Stem Cell Initiative found that in older mice, chronic inflammation in bone marrow triggered autophagy in stem cells, and their regenerative capacity was impaired. But by triggering autophagy and, let's say, resetting the system, you could restore near youthful regenerative capacity. The drink and fasting combination that I used is designed to tap into that mechanism. One of the things we want to achieve here with this drink is to activate autophagy. Now, autophagy is the process where damaged and old cells get recycled. These include organelles and proteins, so new ones could form. It's kind of like Pac-Man going within your body, cleaning out the junk. It's really incredible. There's a study on clinicaltrials.gov titled Time Course for Fasting-Induced Autophagy in Humans. And it showed that when cells accumulate damage, their mitochondria become sluggish. Insulin sensitivity drops. Fat cells become more sticky, meaning it's harder to mobilize fat for fuel. By activating autophagy, you clean the system, making way for renewed function. Then we activate the stem cell renewal process. Stem cells are the body's repair network. When triggered correctly, they can proliferate and help regenerate tissues. As we age, they become less capable. The USC Stem Cell Initiative team found that cycles of prolonged fasting in humans and mice lowered white blood cell counts and triggered stem cell regeneration of immune cells. Columbia team found that after a 24-hour fast followed by refeeding, older blood stem cells' regenerative capacity improved to nearly the level of young ones. So the drink plus fasting builds on the mechanism. You're not taking stem cells externally, but awakening your internal repair system. You see, when cells have powerful, fresh mitochondria, they can burn fat, especially deeper visceral fat. Insulin sensitivity improves. Metabolic flexibility returns. Autophagy clears the damaged mitochondria, a process called mitophagy. Then stem cells help generate new ones. Polyphenols and other compounds in this drink, which we'll cover shortly, help activate upstream signals like AMPK, sirtuins, mTOR modulation. This in turn support mitochondrial biogenesis and fat burn. Here's why this is important for fat loss. A lot of the fat you have in your body, especially if you're watching or listening after the age of 40, sits in the way because the body is in survival mode. Insulin resistance creeps in, mitochondria are tired, stem cells are less active. By resetting the system, you shift from store fat and weight to mobilize fat and regenerate. That's why I started noticing more definition in my abs by day 7. And look, I was already lean. The more weight you have, the faster the results you're going to see. This is all because the cellular machinery began shifting. Now let's outline the key compounds in the drink and the research behind them. Okay, the first is going to be polyphenols. These include quercetin, resveratrol, and curcumin. Several studies show that polyphenols can regulate autophagy. For example, a study published by 𝙁𝙁𝙏 and others, 2025, discuss how polyphenols such as quercetin, resveratrol, and curcumin possess autophagy-inducing properties. Another review from 2014 from 𝙏𝙐𝙉𝙀 and 𝙗𝑎𝑠 indicates that natural polyphenols trigger autophagy and in some cases autophagy-mediated cell death in human cancer cells. This was published in Nature. A study in 2023 on humans, for example, showed resveratrol trials improved insulin sensitivity, vascular markers, and other markers. So including the right polyphenol-rich botanicals in a morning drink can help stimulate autophagy, mitochondrial renewal, stem cell environmental support. The next thing is fasting, or what we'll call caloric restriction mimetic in a drink format. As we discussed earlier, fasting and the refeeding after the fast triggers stem cell regeneration. The drink is timed to be consumed upon waking, ideally in a brief fasting window, so no breakfast yet. So you harness the early morning fasted state. Some compounds act as caloric restriction mimetics, activating the same pathways, AMPK, sirtuins, lower IGF-1 and pKa, that fasting does. So the synergy with the drink compounds and the mild fasting amplify the regenerative signaling. So let me walk you through the exact way to make this drink, and I want you to drink it every day for the next 7 days. What you're going to do, first thing in the morning, you're going to grab 12 ounces of high quality water, either reverse osmosis or natural spring water, or it could be 16 ounces. So 12 to 16 ounces of water. It's going to be warm or room temperature. You're going to add in 1 tablespoon of high quality extra virgin olive oil. Now, it's important to understand that a lot of olive oil out there is not high quality. It is rancid or cut with a seed oil, so make sure it's a good variety. And when you get the right olive oil, it's loaded with these amazing polyphenols that could help assist your body's healing capabilities. So I personally use the Fresh Pressed Olive Oil Club. You could actually get a 3rd bottle for free when you get 2 bottles from them over at benazadi.com/olive oil, and we'll drop that link down below. So a tablespoon of high quality olive oil, and then a tablespoon of high quality collagen peptide powder for amino acid support, and I'll drop the link for the one I use in the notes down below. And then you're going to add in half a teaspoon of turmeric extract, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, half a teaspoon of quercetin-rich extract, and then a pinch of sea salt, high quality sea salt. You're going to stir this together and consume within 10 minutes of waking before any breakfast or snack. I'll drop all the links for the ones I recommend and use in the notes down below. After drinking this first thing in the morning, you will wait at least 30 to 45 minutes before having your first meal or even your coffee. If you want to delay your first meal until lunchtime, that's fine. You'll still extend your benefits doing that. And I want you to do this for 7 days in a row. You could extend longer if you'd like, and you probably will after 7 days because you feel so great, but at least give me 7 days of doing this. Now, if you want to combine this with the following things, you can improve your results. That's the first thing is going to be light movement. Drink this and go for a walk. Make sure you get quality sleep, 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. And make sure you hydrate throughout the day with high quality water and minerals. What you want to avoid after drinking this, which will block your results, are seed oils. This could promote inflammation, which interferes with the autophagy regeneration cycle. So you want to avoid bad fats. Canola oil, called rapeseed oil in the UK, corn oil, cottonseed oil, sunflower oil, soybean oil, safflower oil, rice bran oil, grapeseed oil. Avoid the bad fats. Consume the healthy fats the rest of the day. This is going to be olive oil, as we mentioned, avocado oil, butter, ghee, beef tallow, coconut oil. Those are much healthier and support autophagy. Avoid artificial sweeteners or sugary drinks right after. They trigger insulin, blunt fat mobility, and interfere with the fasted signaling window. Avoid heavy carbohydrates, especially refined carbs, as your first meal. And avoid excessive alcohol and excessive smoking. Now, here's a timeline of what you're going to notice for the first 7 days. Day 1, drink upon waking. You will feel the novelty, mild alertness. Day 2, you're going to notice slight hunger suppression. Belly feels a little flatter. Day 3, you're going to note more focus. Day 4, more fat loss. Day 5, deeper sleep. Day 6, slimmer waist. And by day 7, more energy, maybe visible abs or more fat loss. And you're probably going to be inspired to keep doing this for longer. Now I'm going to address the questions you submitted on this topic. Before I do, I want to give you a valuable resource that you could plug into this protocol to enhance your results. This is called my Keto Egg Fast Protocol. If you've tried to lose those last 10 pounds, nothing is working. stop what you are doing. This simple egg-based protocol has helped thousands torch fat, cut cravings, and drop up to 10 pounds in just 7 days. No starvation, no tracking, no BS. It works by hacking your metabolism using eggs, healthy fats, and strategic intermittent fasting to put your body in deep fat-burning mode. This is metabolic warfare, and it's free. Click the first link in the description box right below, or if you're watching on YouTube, scan the QR code on the screen right now to download your free guide. You pair this with the drink you're gonna have every day, and you're just 7 days away from seeing real change in the mirror. Now let's get to some of your questions. What biomarkers or lab tests can prove stem cell or mitochondrial improvements in humans? Ooh, a little tough these days to get that, right? But you could go to a lab if you choose. They can measure something called LC3A, the LC3A protein. That looks at autophagy and cellular renewal. Now, that's not a realistic answer because it's not practical. Most people are not going to go to a lab and do that. So what can you do at home? What can you do with your doctor? The metrics I like to look at to see if I'm getting autophagy, stem cell production, mitochondrial biogenesis. I like to look at glucose, blood glucose, especially fasted blood glucose, fasted insulin, A1C as well, and then blood ketones. So for fasting glucose, this is something you do at home with a finger prick machine or a continuous glucose monitor. If your blood glucose in a fasted state is between 70 and 90 milligrams per deciliter, that is what we want. If your ketones, and you could test your ketones with a finger prick, is at 0.5 millimoles per liter or higher, you are getting some autophagy. If your fasting insulin, which you do with your doctor, is between 3 and 6, you are probably getting autophagy. If your A1C, which is the 3-month average of your blood glucose, is under 5.2%, you are probably getting these processes, okay? So you could do all those testing if you want to. You ask the question, but you don't have to. As far as the machines go, I use the Keto Mojo. That gives you glucose and ketones at home. If you go to ketocampmachine.com, you could get that device. Can this protocol help insulin-resistant or pre-diabetic people, or is it only for healthy individuals? Actually, I would argue that if you are overweight, pre-diabetic, diabetic, or insulin-resistant, this protocol is even more important for you. Now, of course, this is not medical advice. It never is. Talk to your doctor. But I've worked with a lot of pre-diabetic, insulin-resistant, full-on diabetics, and I've put them on this protocol or something similar, and it was very important as part of their healing process, and it will be very important for your healing process. That's the drink. I want you to have it every morning, do it for 7 days, come back to this YouTube video for those watching on YouTube and report your results. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And hey, if you really want to ramp up autophagy, mitochondrial biogenesis, and all the benefits I spoke about here, there's something extreme you can do, but I'm going to give you the option. It's called a 36-hour dry fast. It will blow your mind when we go through the timeline of what happens in your body when you go without food and water for 36 hours. Sounds crazy, but hear me out. Watch my previous video I just published on this. Here's a clip from that video. Then click the video on the screen, and I'll see you in that next lesson. The truth is, dry fasting breaks every rule of conventional nutrition. Doctors are trained to believe that skipping water equals danger, but they've never been taught about the body's innate intelligence. They have a different premise. They believe something external is needed to heal the body. My premise is that everything you need is internal. You have an